Welcome back to Couch Talk, everybody. I just want to talk about Shazam's opening weekend and why I think that it could be in trouble and why I think it performed the way it did. I personally love Shazam. I did my review about it. It's my video before this one up right now. I thought it was fantastic, and I think it's definitely one of the best DCEU films that they've ever made, starting from Man of Steel, not the Nolan Batman saga or whatever. This one has the most heart, the action's good, everything about it is just overall really good. This might actually be my favorite DC movie, aside from the Nolan trilogy. It had really strong word of mouth from both critics and audience. It has like an A+ cinema score. It's in the 90s on Rotten Tomatoes from both audience and fans. Like I said, it had strong word of mouth. So why did it only make $53 million? Now, forgive me, but $53 million is not bad, especially for a movie that has a $90 million production budget. They say that you have to almost triple, you have to double your production budget to break even because, they also paid for advertisements and everything, which isn't in the final price tag for the production budget, so it's always more. So they say you have to double to break even, triple to be super profitable. So that would mean this movie has to make 270-something million to be a smashing success, and it's not impossible for it to reach that goal. However, would $500 million or $400 million blow Warner Brothers' mind? I mean, yes, this movie only cost $90 million to make, but that's not the point. It's still a superhero in the superhero verse, and all of their other movies had made upwards of $800 million or close to $800 million. Now, I understand, like I said, it's only a $90 million production budget, but that doesn't mean it should make any less than those movies. It is still a superhero movie in the world of DC. So why is this movie going to max out at $400 million when a movie about a guy that talks to fish maxes out at $1 billion? And that might cause Warner Brothers to think that, yeah, maybe the few people that did see Shazam did like it, but not enough people were interested in going to try it out for themselves. So let me break down why I think that is. I don't think Aquaman made $1 billion because it was a good movie. Now, I do think it was a good movie. I enjoyed it, but I don't think people were running to the theaters because of word of mouth. I think Aquaman was almost like watching a tragedy. Like when you're driving down the road and there's a car crash and you know it's a horrible thing, like someone could have got hurt, but you can't help but look away. I think that this movie, being about a guy that could talk to fish, was just so unbelievable that it's happening that it was almost like people just wanted to see it just to see what it was all about, what all the hype was about, and how you could possibly make a man that could talk to fish cool. Plus, you saw him in Justice League. You got a taste of what it was like, and he was really the only good part about Justice League. His sense of humor and the way he was, just like this cool, real American drinking guy. Like, I don't know, it just, you kind of knew what you were getting into. With Wonder Woman, she was the only good part of Batman vs. Superman, and she was also the first female-led superhero movie ever, so of course it's going to do good. Those two characters were also in movies that had Batman and Superman in it to sell tickets. So people weren't going to those. I mean, I'm sure there were a lot of people that wanted to go to see Batman vs. Superman to see Wonder Woman, but when you have Batman and Superman in a movie, of course you're going to make money. Shazam is the first DC superhero that they're introducing without Batman and Superman or Wonder Woman or Aquaman behind them to help make Shazam money. It's just Zachary Levi, who isn't a big actor by any means. He was in Truck, which I love, but he's not really a big actor, so his name alone isn't going to sell tickets. It's the brand of Shazam that's going to bring people in, and nobody knows him. And I thought the trailers were amazing, but it does seem like kind of like a kiddie movie, so it might not gain the demographic that a guy that could talk to fish riding in with a trident throwing spears at people is going to gain, because that's more like Star Wars-esque. You're going to get those more sci-fi people going to see that movie. And on top of all that, DC doesn't have the best track record. I mean, as of late they do with the last two movies, Aquaman and Wonder Woman, but it's not like the last 15 movies they made have all been huge successes. With Disney, they can make a movie about a talking raccoon, and to people, it's just, oh, look, a new Marvel movie. I don't even care what it is. They have my money already because it's Marvel, and they never let me down. With DC, a lot of people were probably waiting to hear that word of mouth, not from audiences, from earlier screenings and critics, because those are like the diehard fans, but, a lot of people are waiting for the worldwide general reaction to this to see if it's good for just the average moviegoer. And like I said, actually at my job, I have a UPS driver that he always asks me and my buddy John that I work with what we thought of whatever movie we saw the previous Tuesday, because I was going Tuesdays. We're like his go-to reviewer to know if it's worth going to see a movie or not. And he said that he thought Shazam looked terrible. from the trailers, he was like, yeah, it looks like okay or whatever, but it looks like a kiddie movie, like a kiddie PG superhero movie, and it doesn't look like it has enough like to warrant him wanting to go and see it. However, his son really wanted to see it, so he wound up going to see it. And that following week when I saw him, he actually told me that he liked it a lot. But that right there, in and of itself, lies the problem. These trailers aren't doing it for general audiences. So I think that the only percentage of people that are really going to see this movie are diehard superhero fans, which you would think there's a lot of because you have all these superhero movies making $1 billion. But like I said, that's usually only with Marvel and with, DC as of late. Wonder Woman being the first female-led superhero movie. I don't know if her second one's going to do that good. And Aquaman, it was more of just like, I have to see this to believe it type deal. So I don't know how this is going to turn out for Shazam long term. Apparently Black Adam is going to be in the sequel, so maybe The Rock announcing that they're coming out with it will make more people want to go and see it. He just came out on his Instagram and announced that he's glad that Shazam is doing as well as it is, and now that they might rush production on it. And at the same time, if they want these kids to stay young in these roles, they have to greenlight the sequel as quickly as possible. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Shazam. I think over the Easter weekend it could have a boost, hopefully, because I really want to see a sequel, and it will be a crying shame if it doesn't get it. But let me know what you think in the comments down below.